it my all every day. It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jets and the Broncos. And it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Bringing them out, a guy who's top 30 all-time in yards and touchdowns. Not bad for a 4th-round pick back in 2012. Captain Kirk Cousins.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
They'll take that. 14 yards on play number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively. Here's a 2nd and 5. To throw is Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You look at this Bronco defense. They put together a strong effort last week in their win over the Bears, CD.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a 1st down. So a new man under center here, Charles. It's the ultra-rare quarterback trade, and he delivers a strike there.
And you just don't see this happen very often. Changing of teams during the season at the quarterback position, but they expect impact from him, and they should get it.
Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From his end zone, here's Tremont Smith. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his 2nd season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 16. A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Oh, good move. Breaks the tackles, got room to run. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 33. 51 yards rushing for him as he's got the end. Great start.
Yardage-wise, he's in the top handful of backs in the league so far this season. A great run there.
He's going to love that standing when it comes to contract time. But even more so, his team loves it because he gives them an identity and sets a tone.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one 28 yards on the ground. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. His 7th rushing touchdown, 11th overall. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
On the return, it's Taylor from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Jets take it over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense.
Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating.
Ball has it knocked loose.
It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
That's good for a Denver Broncos.
Now Wilson on first down.
Finds Dulcich out left side.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
First and goal.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Wilson. And incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And it's caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. Maher able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Throwing, Cousins. They'll set up the screen for Hall. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down. And they get it easily. A gain of 5 on 4th and 1. Throwing is Cousins. This pass out wide to Hall. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Jets had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Cousins. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 90 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half. Man, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Here's Cousins. Out to the right here to Wilson. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are able to move back in front. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Zerline now for the PAT. And that makes it 14-10. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The offense getting set again. We spotlight Javonte Williams, the running back.
And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Play action. It's Wilson.
Short throw caught by Dosage.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now Wilson. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Taylor now returning it. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And the Jets will take over. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Cousins to throw it. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Cousins now.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Open man here is Conklin. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. To throw, Cousins. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. 2nd and 10.
Now Cousins. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Garrett Wilson
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. That time a 6-play drive. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Wilson. A quick throw there is incomplete. Trying to find Greg Dulcich there, and it's 3rd and short. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And the Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Cousins. A great grab by Wilson. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the gun, here's Cousins. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stuff. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We were treated to a solid first half out of the running back, Breece Hall. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A punt of 46, a return of 5. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Jets now to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Now Hall to start the drive. Able to slither by. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 1st down throw for Cousins. That is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
New York.
Give to Hall running right. He's got it to the 43 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Cousins. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
That's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. Denver Broncos back out there. Former Tar Heel Javonte Williams. We shine the spotlight on him. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Play action. Now Wilson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And here's Taylor on the return. Oh, able to avoid him. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Ball on a give up the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 111 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll run with Hall. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
To throw is Cousins. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. They'll try to run with Hall, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Throwing, Cousins. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Jets look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. Here's Wilson. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. On the move past the 40. They had 2 straight 1st downs. Now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1.
He's had success running the football, and this is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
He'll drop this down to Williams. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. To throw again is Wilson. Forced, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Under pressure, they got him again. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Looking to throw. Wilson, man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Jets are going to get the football back. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6. On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 125 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
First down, Jets.
They'll go again with Hall. And he'll work down inside the 45.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Throwing here, Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down by a good 3 yards as they convert on 4th and 5. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Corey Davis, 32 yards. And the Jets up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for the Giants, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.